Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. I am reading from Our Daily Bread, and today's reading is really significant. The scriptural context is Luke 22, verse 44. His sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. It says, walking through the Scottish National Gallery, I was drawn to the strong brushwork and vibrant colors of one of many olive trees paintings by Dutch artist Vincent van Gogh. Many historians believe the work was inspired by Jesus' experience in the Garden of Gethsemane on the Mount of Olives. What especially caught my eye on the canvas of the painting were the small red splotches of paint among the ancient trees. Known as the Mount of Olives because all the olive trees located on the mountainside, Jesus went there to pray on the night that he predicted his disciple Judas would betray him. His disciple would betray him. Those people closest to you, knowing what buttons to push to get specific results. And I use this in the context of analyzing the intent of pushing the stated buttons. Intent, intentionality. Many of us do things knowing that we're going to get a certain result, and we don't think about the outcomes because we want what we want when we want it. And our selfish nature, our I want to say hedonistic tendencies, self-satisfaction, self-will, we need to bring that under submission. Amen. And I say we. Again, I want to highlight the fact that what I'm talking about, what I'm preaching about, is not directed at any one particular person. I include myself in what I speak. Amen. So there's no better than in my presentation. I say we. And if you're really listening, more often than not, I say I. Because I know what I do. And I take full accountability for my actions. Amen. Let me get back to this reading. Known as the Mount of Olives because all of the olive trees located on the mountainside, Jesus went there to pray on the night he predicted his disciple Judas would betray him. Jesus was overwhelmed with anguish, knowing the betrayal would result in his crucifixion. As he prayed, his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. That's the chapter in Luke 22, verse 44. Jesus' agony was evident in the garden as he prepared for the pain and humiliation of a public execution that would result in the physical shedding of his blood on that Good Friday. The red paint on Van Gogh's paintings reminds us that Jesus had to suffer many things and be rejected. Mark 8:31. While suffering is part of his story, however, it no longer dominates the picture. Jesus' victory over death transformed even our suffering, allowing it to become the only part of the beautiful, allowing it to become only a part, not only the part, only a part of the beautiful landscape of our lives he's creating. Now, I want to talk about the sweat, if you will. The intensity of the mental torment and anguish that brings sweat. And I don't want us to miss the significance of sweat like drops of blood. It was very specific in its wording. And the reason being is Watch this. Blood carries a lot of weight. It weighs more than water, y'all. There you have it. That's why that particular wording is significant. Blood carries weight. I also don't want us to miss the fact that the betrayal, and we use that word, comes from someone that was close. And I highlight this not for us to develop a sense of paranoia about who's in our circle, but to highlight the need to, I won't say test the spirits. Amen. And if the spirit is off, address it right away. It was a disciple. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a loved one. Address it right away. And address it in love, as Christ would have you to do. Amen.